Hello, everyone. This is H to the Husky here, and I'm going to be here with Day9. How are you doing, man? We're game number 2. If you guys missed game number 1, go check it out. I about passed out. I love that game. I love that build. But anyways, how you doing, Day9?
Dude, I'm doing great. We're in game 2 between Liquid Tyler here in the left position on the map Terminus versus Jinro in the north position. Jinro, interestingly, down 0-1. The winner of this will get a chance to be casted by me and Husky live at the Penny Arcade Expo for a chance to win $500. But until then, Jinro's going to have himself an uphill battle. And our map is a little interesting today, Dr. Husky. It is, in fact, not one of those ladder maps. It's one of those new GSL maps.
Yeah, if you're looking at the supply depot, I hope you are, because there is a supply depot at the base of this ramp, and this is like super, I don't know if it's deja vu, but maybe nostalgia. And if you think back to the Brood War days, the Koreans, when they made maps, they would always use neutral buildings, neutral everything, and it always made for really interesting play. So this is the first map I've seen with a neutral building, and it has me super happy. It has me super excited for the future of StarCraft. And you guys may think I'm ridiculous for being that excited about a supply depot, but why don't you tell us why that supply depot is in fact there?
Well, it's possible to do little cutesy wall-offs at the bottom of the ramp, such as the pylons. You can cannon somebody in and this sort of thing. This supply depot makes it much harder to get walled in at the bottom of your ramp, as well as a little bit harder to do some of those cute barracks on the low ground style wall-ins. Forces you to just to keep it a little bit more open. We do see the canonical high five of workers as they pass through one another. Big thing to note, you have a very easy to defend natural and a relatively easy to defend third base, but this third base only has some minerals and one geyser, but it is a rich Vespene geyser, so you get a little bit of extra fanciness from it.
Yeah, I do love seeing the maps built like this. Very unique, and you do mention it's easy to defend, extremely easy to defend, really, as there is only one choke leading to that to all three of these bases. So we could see a very heavy macro style of play, and there is even expansions in the center of the map as well, with 4 of the Zelnaga watchtowers over there as well, which one is that? There we go. Yeah, they are on the low ground, and so you use them to spot up on the high ground. So anyways, talking about the players here, we do have Tyler doing very similar openers as before, getting the Cybernetics core, getting a second gas right away, being about as standard as you can be.
And we also see, interestingly, look at this. Jinro is taking his first expansion on his low ground, opting to get that rich Vespene geyser up and running as quickly as possible. We also see no gas has been taken yet by Jinro. We saw on this map MVP, very, very unique style of play, getting 3 bases very quickly. Might even end up seeing Jinro do the exact same thing. There is the Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate, and the Stalker is very nearly complete, and it will be popping out right now. And there it does. It's going to be taking out that SCV. This is why a lot of players love chrono boosting that Stalker. Nothing has really been revealed by Tyler yet. Everything is still easily concealed and in the dark.
Yeah, and you want to be careful chrono boosting that stock route if you're not really planning to hide any crazy tech. If you're going to be getting out your second gateway first or something, you might not have your robotics in time, so want to save that chrono boost for something else. But Tyler, both games, is going to be chrono boosting that out. Jinro does have a bunker set up at that choke point, and to me it's kind of interesting how this map literally only has one choke going to your main base, your natural, and that rich Vespene geyser on the left side. So that is very interesting there. The orbital command just now being upgraded. All the SCVs are going to be transferring out, and it'll be interesting to me to see if Tyler decides to expand off of this standard opener once he scouts out with that observer, or if he's just going to try and punish Jinro for expanding so early. Could be very difficult, though, considering that singular choke point.
Yeah, and here's again that very, very funky third gateway timing by Tyler. It's super delayed, not going to be joining in these other 2 warp gates with the usual timing, but it will allow Tyler to take his expansion and then have a third warp gate running nice and on time. And as it turns out, oh, Jinro, yes, please, is going to be building that geyser at his natural expansion, and there it's so close, and oh, it went down. Mike, I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I am super. I can't believe like how different they're making these maps. I'm excited, and also, yeah, the command center again for Jinro. He's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna play this map how they designed it to be played, and that is taking these 3 expansions all at once. And it's gonna be tough for Tyler if he lets him just sit back on 3 base versus 1. So he's gonna grab his natural a little bit later, though, considering that Jinro's third base actually started before Tyler's second.
So we do see that 2 geysers going down in Jinro's main, going to be getting some of those ups going up. Yes, there is, of course, the very late second base from Tyler. I wouldn't really call it late considering we were only just now hitting the 7-minute mark, but just that Jinro is getting all his command centers super, super early. We see 2 bunkers down for Jinro as well. There's the 3 gates up for Tyler. Still trying to poke around to see exactly what Tyler's going to be doing, but if we go to the Tyler cam, we see, a very fast robotics facility go down. It looks like Tyler is just now poking around in the main with this observer, getting a good sense of everything that is going on, and he could end up spotting this 3rd if he's careful enough. Jinro looks like he's going for super long-term play, getting an engineering bay very early on. Looks like he is trying to just build a missile turret to deny any sort of DT harassment, but he could opt for a fast +1.
Yeah, this is really cool. This is why I like these new maps. Jinro walling in with that missile turret, and the 2 bunkers there to me is just hilarious as he was getting those gas way late, but that's because, hey, when you get double command centers, that's kind of what you have to do, which is going to give Tyler a tech advantage. You can see the robotics bay nearly completed now for the all-powerful Colossus that players love to use, and we saw him use them very effectively, although he's not getting any crazy early upgrades like he did in the last games. So while he did have a similar opener, it's definitely going to be a different way of getting out the units.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the way Tyler's going to be playing this one out. Ordinarily, I'm always very leery of a player who goes for Colossi this fast because of the fact that Terrans can put pressure on very early and do damage and just kill you before your Colossi can really get up and running. However, on a map this size, and considering our opponent early expanded twice, we could very easily get away with massing a large Colossus force and have 0 chance for our opponent to have enough units to put pressure on us.
I do like how Tyler actually has one more probe, one more worker than his opponent, so he's definitely stayed on top of the worker count, and I do want to look at the income tab. You can see the difference. I mean, a Terran player with 3 orbitals, their income is going to be insane once it fully starts to kick in, and Jinro does have his +1 attack on the way as well, and I am just going to look at the units tab here. You can see he has 19 Marines and 2 Marauders. That Colossus is already finished, and so definitely wants to make sure that Jinro doesn't get out way too many Vikings just to kind of steamroll over that. But for now, Tyler has his observer chilling in Jinro's base. He knows exactly what unit composition his opponent's getting, and hopefully for his sake, he can get the right units to engage that directly.
And it looks like Jinro's moving out, and Tyler's going to have a lot of confidence with his style of play because it looks like Tyler has really done almost nothing at all with his unit mix. He is just sitting with 3 warp gates and making Colossi 1 at a time. Is he getting a second Robo? No, he's actually getting a Twilight Council. So again, still very, very passive play from Tyler, not moving out at all. He's getting Blink. Looks like he's going to be going for a big timing push with Blink Stalkers as well as a large Colossus force.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought Tyler was going to take a very peculiar expansion because he was sitting on 400 minerals with that scouting probe out there. He is, however, not going to do that. And yeah, just being stuck on this 2 base right now, I'm kind of curious to see if Jinro is just going to out-macro him like crazy. And it does look like Stem Marines are going to intercept these sentries, which those sentries almost full on energy, all of them. And that's going to be devastating because you definitely need the Guardian Shield and the Force Field in order to engage this directly. But looking at the units tab, there is not a single Viking on the field. So maybe these Colossus can make something happen to make up for those lost sentries.
Very, very fast attack here by Tyler. He may, in fact, be just going for a base in the center that has a few more minerals than this backdoor expansion, but no, it looks like he's pushing directly to the front. His range upgrade is done. He also has Blink, so he can run up and pick off the Vikings and dart back out again. And there he is, beginning to work his way on those barracks, and it looks like Jinro's not entirely prepared for this kind of attack. He can't really move out. Oh, look at that great sweep, picking off all of those SCVs that we're trying to repair. And look at Tyler with the very meticulous control, not really making any sort of misclick, just controlling those Colossi extremely calmly.
Yeah, a lot of players say that Protoss is pretty easy to micro, but Tyler's taking it a step above, able to focus those down. For a second, I thought it was a misclick, and I was like, no, it's Tyler. He knows what he's doing, able to kill that, and he is going to engage us, doing as much damage as possible. This is going to slow Jinro's economy down just a little bit, having to bring out the SCVs, and for now, he's just putting on the pressure, and he can blink up here, which is exactly what he's doing, and the Colossus can follow suit.
Look at this abuse of the terrain, everything getting zoned into this ramp. It looks like Jinro's trying to spread everything out, but it looks like Tyler is going to have to do some sort of forced retreat. No, it looks like Tyler's actually just going to stick in and stay and do as much damage as he can, and there he's going to be picking off these Vikings as well. What a subtle little terrain abuse it was, this tiny pocket. But Jinro is going to be having a lot more units out very soon, and it looks like Jinro is going to have to lose a few barracks, though, before he can stop this push fully.
What a great play here by Tyler, of course, utilizing the terrain as well as keeping these units alive to do as much damage as possible. SCV's having to get pulled off here. Never a good idea when you're an SCV to try to engage a Colossus, because you are going to get roasted away, doing so much damage with this attack and then able to retreat even a couple of the units out of there. A lesser player, a lesser Protoss who would have engaged that would have not microed correctly. I think Tyler did about as much damage as possible there. He may even peek in the entrance here because he knows these bunkers are undefended and unmanned. So Tyler just putting on the heat and causing a lot of damage. Very entertaining stuff to watch right now.
Very cool timing push by Tyler. We see, how many barracks does Jinro have? Does he just have the 4? Man, Jinro's actually going to need to throw down a lot more barracks if he wants to be able to defend this sort of onslaught from the opponent. We do see that third base is almost done by Tyler. And uh-oh, it looks like there goes down the one observer scanning at that sweet spot outside the front. But it looks like Tyler is just continuing to tease his opponent. And there he manages to blink on up. One of those Colossi get taken down, but Tyler seems to really know the strength of this sort of Stalker Colossus mix.
Yeah, and the one mistake that a lot of Protoss would make is backing out for too long and letting the Terran player get a ton of Marauders again. But he is being so aggressive here. Once again, the SCV is getting pulled off, this time engaging 2 Colossus, which is just more and more Colossus kills to rake in right now. The SCV is actually having to repair each other as they are trying to survive. And so the last Colossus does go down. The units lost tab does show a fairly similar number here, but just looking at the units tab, the worker count has actually been even out after those Colossus were able to kill so many.
And look at this, just straight attacking the front with some Blink Stalkers. Tyler never, ever letting up on his opponent. And now he's just moving right in here to the main. He's going to pick off this medevac. And now that there are more units out there, just blinking for the full out retreat and even trying to take some extra pot shots at this missile turret. And with 1 Colossus in the force, Tyler says it's time to continue attacking, and that he does.
Yeah, this almost kind of reminds me of J-Dog a little bit, where it's like, if you have an attacking unit, why not be using it the whole time? And Jinro is just, he's got to be super just like sweating like crazy in this, as Tyler may let up for the first time in the last couple of minutes here. And I do want to take a look at the army size tab, still fairly even for both players. So while Tyler did a very creative, very awesome, and very aggressive attack, Jinro able to hold his own, keep his cool, and eventually hold it off with, you know, not too devastating of losses.
The one thing that really concerns me is go to that money tab. Look at that. Over 2,000 minerals for Tyler. He's still running on just 4 gateways. No reason at all he couldn't be throwing down a ton more gateways. I mean, Tyler just clearly focusing so hard on the macro in that battle, completely forgetting to rebuild enough unit-producing structures, and this could come back to haunt him, because look at Jinro's main. We see barracks and double starports and unit-producing structures galore, and even it looks like a Hellion could potentially be produced in the back of the base as well.
Yeah, I've been watching this factory. It just now landed, and he could have, I think, done that during the battle, but everyone was focused on that micro, and now there are double reactored starports now, as it did just land on that second reactor, and there's going to be so many Vikings. I just don't know how effective these 3, now 4 Colossus can actually be. Now, Tyler is wisely getting in more and more Stalkers. They do, of course, have that blink, but at the end of the day, I mean, the Vikings do have that range of 9. They'll probably be able to pick off these Colossus, and Tyler may need to get a different unit out, and there's also a drop in Tyler's base right now.
And it looks like he's target firing that back pylon again. That will shut down the production of that robo facility, and it looks like, again, a huge attack by Tyler, abandoning hope of defending his main for the time being, just trying to do as much damage as he can. Tyler getting way over aggressive. The Vikings rip everything to shreds. The Marauders are still there to do damage to Tyler, and Tyler loses one of the robo facilities with the Colossus producing. Couple more units get warped in the back, but I don't even know if that'll be enough to take that drop down.
Yeah, now he can't even make Colossus right now, as he lost all the tech for that, as well as half his robotics facilities there. So finally got to clean this up, it looks like, although the Marauder is very effective with that +1 attack at cleaning up those Stalkers. And so now is the chance for Jinro to move out, get some of that map control he's been lacking. And Tyler has expanded to the center of the map. He's had that bottom expansion as well, but it may be a little too late. Just looking at the army size tab, it is 156 to 100 for Tyler. Going to be very tough for him to hold this off.
But go back to the expansions, almost mined out for Jinro at all 3, so this attack that he is moving in for could possibly be the final stand for Jinro. It looks like the Blink Stalker's trying to move in, but the Viking count is way too high, and there all of the Colossi do fall, and Jinro lands the Vikings. Look at how high that Viking count is. And now Tyler trying to warp in as many units as he can, finally beginning to catch up, finally spending that 2,000 that was in the bank for so long, but I do not know if it will be enough, Husky. This is just a big, big, scary push with 2-2 infantry.
Yeah, this is going to be almost impossible to stop. I love how Jinro's following it up with an expansion of his own. I mean, he's got a bunch of cannons at his last remaining expansion. That's not going to do a whole lot. And Jinro just playing it super safe, grabbing his own expansion. And really, all these probes are going to get taken out. And the only thing that Tyler can really make right now is a bunch of stalkers. Not an ideal choice against this many marauders.
And there the marauders pop up the ramp. The Vikings land. The main is doomed for Tyler. I cannot believe Jinro defended with that sort of counter push and is now going to be able to do damage and pick off the whole main. And there's the good game. An incredible defense by Jinro. Really goes to show you the difference between those GSL top contenders and one of those top American players. Virtually every single other person would have been able to, or would have lost in that position. But Jinro held in, and with one attack, he's able to win the game. So, without any further ado, let's go into Game 3. We're currently tied up 1-1. Anything else to add, Dr. Husky?
I am super impressed by Jinro. I'm glad we're tied up. And yeah, the micro of Jinro, and he stayed on top of his macro, unlike what Tyler did, because he did not have enough gateways. So we'll see if he makes the same mistake in game number 3. So here we go, man, all tied up.